Hey all my friends, this is Chuck the Sandman Collins, and I'd like to welcome you to a very special episode of Together We Grow. Now, you guys may remember that a lot that we do here is all about providing a way for you to do exactly what we're doing at our houses. That's grow nutritious fruiting, leafy vegetables for your family, and we're really trying to expand it into not just vegetables, but one of the things that we use daily in our culinary skills and our culinary craft at home is mushrooms. Now, with the global shortage of with the global supply chain shortage that's going on, trying to get fresh mushrooms will cost you an arm and a leg. No pun intended, because they don't have arms or legs, Chad. They don't. But you can grow these delicious, healthy mushrooms at your own home. And there's a local company that we have here in Tucson. It's called Myndshrooms. You can check them out at myndshrooms.com. And they provide a home kit in order for you to be able to do this. Pretty cool, right? Yeah, I think so. Now here's the super cool part about this video. We happen to have the one and only Chad Borseth. Chad, not only is he the administrator of the place that made me, which is Tucson Backyard Gardeners. You can check us out on Facebook. It's just a beautiful organization, a beautiful community. But Chad, not only being an admin, not only being the face and the tour, the main, just the ambassador of Tucson, what else are you?
Well, so I've been working with mushrooms for several years. I've recently joined the board of directors for the Arizona Mushroom Society, so I've been doing that for about a year now. And I teach classes on how to grow edible mushrooms. So if you're in Tucson, check that out at the Pima County Libraries, hopefully this next year, 2022.
Right on.
Getting back to it. So.
Right on. Well, you just heard from Chad. Chad actually knows how to do this stuff. So, granted, I don't. What we're going to do is we're going to do our grand box open, our package opening for the Myndshroom home mushroom growing kit. I'm super excited about this. I'm super excited to have Chad here. I hope you guys are excited. Let's get into it. All right, my friends. Now, before we go any further, you always hear me tell you about how healthy mushrooms and growing mushrooms at home can be for you. But like I said, I got the man of the man right here. Chad, could you please explain to these kind folks the benefits of growing mushrooms at home?
Yeah, well, I would say the top benefit, the top nutrient, the thing that most of us are concerned with our diet is getting protein. So mushrooms are the highest protein in the vegetable world. Not technically a vegetable because it's not a plant, it's a fungi, but very high protein by weight. And the amazing thing is species like oyster mushrooms grow on wood chips or cellulose. So they are eating paper, cardboard, and wood chips and converting all of that to useful protein. They're also high in vitamin A and D. Different species of mushrooms have very interesting effects on our neurochemistry, our brain abilities. So Lions Mane is one that's gotten a lot of attention recently in kind of preventing Alzheimer's and really repairing some damage done by traumatic brain injury and things like that. So really fascinating stuff that mushrooms can do, and mushrooms that you can grow at home and in your own garden. So yeah, that's what I would say about those.
So without further ado, let's get the opening, unboxing this beautiful package from Myndshrooms. Now I gotta tell you guys, the packaging was magnificent. There was nothing shaking around. There were the very safe and cautious safety bags lined around the entire box, so that none of the product that was inside, the elements that are inside, were harmed in any way whatsoever. No bumps, gashes, no scrapes, no nothing. So that's pretty positive right there. I'd also like to point out how it seems just by when you take the kit initially out the box, it sort of explains itself as to what it does. Isn't that right, Ted? Like it comes apart, and the pieces that you need basically tell you how this all goes together. So Chad, what is this box used for? What would this one be used for again?
Well, the first thing I noticed when we open this up here is this tub has 2 holes cut in the side of it here, and As you can see, it's a transparent box. It's got a lid that goes on the front of it here. Hand me that lid.
There you go, sir.
And this is what we would call a still air box. So the intention of this is giving you a clean workspace when you're doing any sort of transfer of mushroom materials, either spores or grain spawn or any of your mushroom things. So the idea is particles fall downward, whether it's pollen or mold or different things that are in our environment. And this kind of closes off your workspace, and you can reach your hands in here and have a relatively clean workspace. It's not 100% sterile like a flow hood or other high dollar equipment would be, but for most mushrooms, this is good enough to
Right on,
give
brother.
you a clean workspace. So,
Right on. Thank you.
so that's what that is. Yeah.
Man, Chad, I gotta tell you, man, one of the first things that hit me was how dope the logo is. Like, how cool is the packaging from this company, man?
That's also first thing I noticed is even across the top there, the tape has a cool spore print design on it. The packaging is really cool. Cool logo. Myndshrooms, cool wordplay. So yeah, shall we go ahead and
Let's
cut
go
her
for
open?
it, brother.
All
Let's
right,
go for it.
Let's do it. I have no idea what we're looking at in here.
Isn't that the joy to it, folks?
Yeah.
No idea.
Let's cut this across here. Again, very cool packaging, solid box work. All right, what do we got here? So we've got a grow kit instruction guide, very important there. Looks like we've got some latex gloves, some rubber gloves. Important to keep everything nice and clean while you're working on your mushrooms. Looks like you got some cocoa core, which is something that we all use in gardening quite a bit. But there's a nice little wafer. Probably will hydrate perfectly to fit those boxes that
Right
we
on, sir.
pulled out earlier. Light bulb. Not sure where that goes yet.
I have an idea.
Let's see. Little bottle, so that would be ideal. I don't know if the intention is for filling it with water to mist your mushrooms to keep up humidity. Also, rubbing alcohol is something you usually work to sterilize your equipment
Yes, sir.
and things like that. So that may be the intention for that. We'll find out. Probably says so in the instruction guide.
There we go.
And then we've got a couple of jars here, looks like, that are nice and bubble wrapped again for safety and keeping everything nice and secure. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Oh, actually, before I open the jar, find out what that is. This is something that's super important. This little hydrometer barometer, so it reads the temperature and humidity level. So that's super important for monitoring your grow environment for humidity, especially. This looks like vermiculite, which is great for holding moisture. This sounds like grain.
I bet it is.
I'm betting this is sterilized grain. I think this plug goes with your light bulb.
Oh, there you go.
That's a little light socket plug. Let's see what this one is here. Yep.
While Chad's doing it, I just wanted to say real quick, what we're doing in Tucson is we're trying to keep this as eco-friendly and as clean as possible. Chad has been a pioneer at this for years and years and years. He's probably forgotten more stuff about environmental care than I have learned. All right, so he's really the guy out here. And when I met the folks from Myndshrooms, it automatically clicked in that we're all on the same goal, and we're all on the same path. We're trying to provide a healthier alternative to what we're getting from the stores, and to take better care of ourselves, not just of ourselves, but better care of our communities in the same process. So make sure you check them out at myndshrooms.com.
All right, so what we've got here in these jars that I've been unwrapping is sterilized grain jars. And you can see here there's a little rubber port on the top there. And this little tape has what's called microfilm tape. So it's actually to allow the grain and the mushrooms to breathe without letting anything into the environment. So that micropore tape there on the top will allow oxygen and other gases to exchange without allowing contaminants to enter. And I think
Got another one, man.
This is a 4th jar, so we'll have to see what the various colors mean. They may already be inoculated. I don't see any syringes in here, so they might already be pre-inoculated. We'll have to read the instruction manual that they included to find out what pink is. there's pink and green and blue, so that'll probably tell us what strain, whether it's a pink oyster mushroom, blue oyster mushroom, Lions Mane mushroom. I think that might be how they have it coded. And these here are little alcohol swabs. So like I mentioned before, rubbing alcohol is usually an important step. These little alcohol swabs, you can clean your hands down, you can clean the surface of your jars, and the surface of your still air box to make sure that that's nice and clean. And I believe that is all. Little coupon card in there as well. So that's super cool. So yeah, we've got our vermiculite, which will maintain moisture in our environment. Once that's soaked and hydrated, that's a good way to maintain moisture. And then we've got our grain jars here.
So Chad, in regards to Myndshrooms in a package that they offered, you know, other than, unless it's already set with the spores, but other than spores, do they have everything covered in regards to if you wanted to start growing mushrooms at home?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I have to read through the instruction book, make sure everything is included, and figure out what we're doing for which, you know, species of mushroom, as far as temperature and humidity control and things like that. So different mushrooms have different requirements, but they're all pretty easily achievable in a greenhouse grow room scenario. And that little tub that we first took everything out of, the largest tub, not the still air box, but that is enough to keep the humidity in and fruit your mushrooms. So you should be able to, you know, it's going to keep the humidity within this box here and create the environment that you need for fruiting of mushrooms.
Right on, Chad. So a quick question. So this box, would we always keep this and store this in here?
Well, eventually, I imagine your mushrooms are going to be growing in here. So,
okay.
So this is kind of your workspace. You know, if I wanted to, if this is not inoculated yet and I was going to inoculate it, I would have this inside of this box and use these ports here to do all of my work, all of my mycelial work.
And we want to make sure that we use the gloves because we want to keep it sterile, correct?
Right. Gloves and or really cleaning your hands thoroughly with hand sanitizer or alcohol, something like that. Really, you want to kill off any spores that might be on the oils of your hands, things that we just pick up from the environment. There's a lot of other molds and things like that that may outcompete your mushrooms, so you want to keep everything clean.
Well, Chad, I'm already telling you, I'm super hype off of the mushroom kit. We're going to give this one 4 stars?
Yeah.
All right,
good
4
so far.
4 Tucson stars, mushroom kit. Check them out at myndshrooms.com. Please don't forget about Chad with the please tell them again.
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing some workshops through the Pima County Libraries in 2022. Check in with your local branch and request the mushroom workshop.
In the meantime, stay green, Tucson. Plant that first seed, and together we grow. Peace and blessings.